don't forget to subscribe. You're going to cut it fast, right?
I'm Ryan.
I'm Charity.
And this is Parenting is for Losers. Wax on, wax off. So I've been unwinding in front of the TV since Steve Urkel started kicking up Carl Winslow's blood pressure to dangerous levels. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. What the heck is bothering me? So there we were, minding our own business, when all of a sudden, boom, we've got a pile of kids and a whole bunch of doctors talking about how unrestricted screen time is bad for them. These are probably the same people that are like, not wearing seatbelts is bad for your kids too. Well, I grew up in the 80s. I didn't wear seatbelts at all, and I turned out just fine.
Not wearing seatbelts is actually very bad for kids.
Oh, right. Yeah. It is really bad for your kids. Kids should totally wear seatbelts. I'm lucky to be alive.
When our kids were super little, we couldn't wait until they were old enough to sit through an entire episode of Dora the Explorer. Not because we wanted them to learn Spanish from a largely unsupervised cartoon 6-year-old, but because we needed a convenient babysitter that would just give us 22 minutes to use the bathroom in peace.
We got them hooked on screens early on to meet our needs. Fast forward 10 years plus the internet and smartphones, and now we can't get our kids off the stuff.
The American Academy of Pediatrics has recommendations for screen time in children. For kids 2 to 5, for example, they suggest, and I quote, 1 hour of high-quality screen time per day with parent present to help the child understand and apply what is seen to the world around him or her.
American Academy of Pediatrics, what planet are you on? Do you think we're putting 2-year-olds in front of the television for the teachable moments? The answer is no.
Our kids are older now, and we do feel the need to restrict their screen time. Watching YouTube videos all day can't be good for your brain, right? I mean, if the science has changed on that, somebody let us know.
So if you have a problem getting your kids off of screens, we have some ideas for you. This is the QRSs of peeling your kids off screens.
Letter Q, quadruple your volume.
The first step is getting your child's attention. And saying their name at normal levels just won't cut it. Because science has actually proven that when your kids are eyeball deep in toy unboxing videos on YouTube, the only sound that can physically enter their ear canal is the soothing voice of a 45-year-old man explaining how to transform a new generation Optimus Prime into its vehicle mode. That's what you're competing with, parents. You're competing with Gary from Rhode Island, a fresh YouTuber who finally moved out of his mom's basement because for the first time in Gary's life, playing with toys in his free time is actually making him money.
In order for your voice to rise above such transfixing content, your voice must become an air horn. We used to try to get our kids' attention like this. Remy, can you let the dog out? Remy, can you let the dog out? Remy, can you let the dog out? Remy. Can you let the... Remy, can you let the dog out? Remy!
What?
Can you let the dog out?
Huh? We used to do that. Now we just imagine what an interstate pileup of fuel tankers would sound like and try to emulate that.
You think that indoor voices are always the way to go, but not when it comes to devices. Life is short. Don't waste your time with anything less than screaming at your mesmerized children.
Letter R, reconfigure your Wi-Fi. You're going to want to log into your router as an administrator and set up scheduling for your kids' devices. You can target by MAC address to enable or disable internet access per device for timeframes that you specify.
Really?
Yeah, really.
That's what we're going with?
Oh, that was boring, wasn't it?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Letter R, remember that you have fire alarms.
Now we're talking.
When your kids have been on screens for too long, sometimes getting them off is as easy as running them out of the house. Make sure your smoke detectors have fresh batteries, then fire those puppies off.
It helps to run into the room, waving your arms and screaming above the piercing alarms. Just keep in mind that after a few times, you could create a boy who cried wolf sort of situation. So you're gonna need to occasionally start a tiny actual fire.
Yeah, nothing too crazy, just to put the scent in the air, you know, like maybe singe a little of your hair if you're getting it cut soon. I mean, get creative with it. Letter S, sabotage their subscriptions.
The internet is a terrifying place. We should probably show our kids how terrifying it is. We haven't tried this idea yet because we know it will totally work, and we're not sure we're ready to go nuclear yet.
Imagine this. Your kids are watching a Minecraft video on YouTube, and about after 3 minutes of gameplay, the video cuts to their parents just making out. Just going to town. Your kids will backpedal out of that situation faster than you can say, parenting Rickroll.
So if you want your kids off screens permanently, create a bunch of accounts, secretly subscribe them to said accounts, then fill those suckers with content that switches to video of their parents making out.
Your kids get burned a few times on this deal, and they will be deleting the apps themselves. And bonus, working with your spouse to create those videos would be super fun.
Yeah. So I think we can all agree that we don't want our kids glued to screens all day.
If you want your kids to rejoin the real world and remember what it feels like to blink, then maybe these ideas can really help.